So, have you ever looked at someone who's super successful and just wondered, what's their secret? I mean, is it really about raw talent? Are they just smarter than everyone else? Or did they just get lucky? Well, we're going to get into that today because we're diving into this classic, powerful idea that your success isn't determined by the size of your brain, but by the size of your thinking.
And our guide for this journey is David Schwartz's incredible book, The Magic of Thinking Big. For decades, this book has been a total game changer for millions of people. It argues that what you achieve in life is a direct result of a very specific mindset. So let's break down its core ideas, shall we? All right, to really get to the heart of this, Schwartz kicks things off with a fantastic story. Picture this. A marketing vice president is standing in front of his entire sales team. He's about to reveal the one single secret that separates his absolute top performer from everyone else. So he brings this guy, Harry, up on stage. Now get this, Harry earned $60,000 that year. The rest of the team, they averaged about $12,000. That is a five-fold difference. You gotta be asking yourself, what in the world was Harry's secret? And the VP asked the room the exact questions we're all thinking right now. Was Harry 5 times smarter? Nope. Company tests actually showed he was pretty average in that department. Okay, so did he work 5 times harder? No way. In fact, Harry probably took more vacation time than the others. A better sales territory, better health, a fancier education. Again, it was no, no, and no. And there it is. That's the punchline. That's the core theme of the whole book. The difference wasn't his ability, it was his mentality. Harry's success, the size of his paycheck, his happiness, all of it came down to the size of his thinking. So if thinking big is that powerful, what's holding the rest of us back? Well, Schwartz gives this obstacle a name. He calls it the failure disease. Sounds pretty serious, right? He calls it excusitis. But here's the good news. Just like any disease, he says it can be treated and it can be cured. So what exactly is excusitis? It's really just the habit of making excuses for why we're not where we want to be. And Schwartz noticed a pattern. The more mediocre someone's results were, the more excuses they seem to have. But the flip side is also true. The more successful a person is, the less you hear them making excuses. And he breaks it down into 4 really common types. First, there's health excusitis. The cure? Stop talking about how bad you feel and start being grateful for the health you've got. Then there's intelligence excusitis, the I'm not smart enough excuse. The truth is, your attitude matters way more than your IQ. Then you have age excusitis. I'm too old or I'm too young. The fix is to see your age as a strength and focus on all the productive time you have left. And finally, luck excusitis. Stop waiting for a lucky break. Success is about cause and effect. You make your own luck. Okay, so if making excuses is the disease, then what's the actual cure? Well, it all comes down to getting a handle on one thing, and that's the power of your belief. I absolutely love this metaphor. Think about it. Your belief system is like a thermostat. It literally sets the upper limit for what you can achieve. If someone truly believes they're only worth a little, guess what? They get a little. But if you genuinely believe you can take on big, tough challenges, you will. So the most important thing you can do, you've got to crank that thermostat up. Schwartz asks us to imagine our mind as like a factory, and it's got 2 foremen on staff. You've got Mr. Defeat, who's an expert at producing all the reasons why you're going to fail, why you're not good enough. And then you've got Mr. Triumph. He's the guy who manufactures all the reasons why you can and will succeed. He finds all the evidence that proves you're capable. And here's the thing, both of these guys are totally obedient. They produce whatever you tell them to. So the solution here is pretty straightforward, right? Fire Mr. Defeat. Just get rid of him. You don't need him on the payroll. Put Mr. Triumph in charge of your mental factory full time and just see what happens. He will show you how to succeed in literally any situation. Now, this is where a strong mindset starts turning into real-world physical action. Because according to Schwartz, the best way to crush fear and self-doubt isn't just about positive thinking. It's about doing. This right here might be one of the most powerful ideas in the entire book. Fear is a real thing, of course, but it gets its power from inaction. When you hesitate, when you put things off, you're basically pouring fertilizer on your fear. The only way to really kill it is to take action. So how do you actually do that?
Well, Schwartz gives us 5 simple physical exercises to act our way into feeling more confident. First, be a front seater. Stop hiding in the back. Leaders sit up front. Second, make eye contact. It tells people, I'm here, I'm honest, I'm confident. Third, walk 25% faster. It sounds silly, but your body influences your mind. A faster pace tells you and the world you're an important person with important places to be. Fourth, speak up. Every time you have a chance to speak and you don't, it's like a little dose of confidence poison. And finally, smile big. I mean, a really big smile. It's almost impossible to feel defeated when you're doing it.
Okay, so to bring all this home, let's talk about the actual words we use and the vision we create for ourselves. This is all about training your brain to stop just seeing what is and start seeing what can be. Now, this is a really critical point. Our minds think in pictures. So the words you use, they're like the film running through the projector in your head. When you speak, you are literally showing movies in your own mind and in the minds of the people listening to you. And those mental movies, they determine how everyone feels and reacts. And you can see how powerful this is with a simple reframe. If you say, we face a problem, the mental picture is this big, ugly roadblock. But if you say, we face a challenge, suddenly it feels like a fun game we can win. We failed projects an image of defeat. But here's a new approach that I think will work. That projects hope and possibility. Big thinkers use words that create positive, forward-looking pictures. And really, this all comes down to vision. Big thinkers don't get bogged down by the current reality. They specialize in creating these vibrant, positive visions of the future. The book shares a brilliant story about a realtor that just perfectly illustrates this point. So this realtor was trying to sell this really rundown farm, but he didn't try to sell it for what it was. No, instead he came up with 3 incredibly detailed, concrete plans for what it could become. He didn't just see an old house in messy land. He saw a bustling riding stable. He saw a profitable tree farm. He saw a thriving poultry business. He wasn't just selling a piece of property, he was selling an exciting, tangible future. Now that is the magic of thinking big. So the ultimate challenge this book leaves us with is to stop focusing so much on what is. Stop looking at your current reality as the final destination. Instead, you have to ask yourself, what can be? What is the biggest, brightest, most positive future you can possibly visualize for your career, for your family, for your life? Because as we've just seen, the size of that vision is exactly what's going to determine the size of your results.